The mission statement of the Water District is, the mission of the Tarrant Regional Water District is to develop and manage the reliable delivery of low-cost quality water to our customers, provide vital flood protection within the system, and effectively use water district resources to enhance recreational benefits for the public while preserving and protecting the environment. That's it. This is all, the light blue here doesn't exist. Currently there is all just land there. This is the current Trinity River and the different forks. What they plan to do, under the guise of flood control, when was the last time we had a major flood control?
49.
49. They built up all these berms, all these levees to protect the city from the river. What this plan entails is to remove those levees, great idea, under the guise of flood control. Dig this back channel from the Clear Fork all the way up here to the West Fork for flood control, and then create a lake between these two pieces of land, creating two islands. So under the guise of flood control, where there is no flooding, they are creating a flooding situation and using eminent domain to take land to prevent the flooding. This was announced by or approved by the City Council back in 2003. The projected cost at that time was $320 million. 2 years later, the projected cost went to $435 million. A few years after that, $596 million. 2 years after that, $764 million. And it currently stands at $909 million. And they haven't started yet.
Oh man, I haven't started yet.
So who pays for all this? The city of Fort Worth is going to kick in $26 million. Tarrant County, $11 million. The Tarrant Regional Water District, $64 million. Federal earmarks, $487 million. And a TIF district of $320 million. And to get them started, the Water District is going to provide the Trinity River Vision Authority, which is essentially a division of the Water Board, $226 million loan. Where's it going to get it from? I don't know. But I do know, go ahead, that the loan is interest-free. That money properly invested, it would generate $135 million worth of interest income. So it's going to cost the taxpayer $135 million to extend an interest-free loan essentially to itself. How do you make this work? You use what's called mathematics. You back into it. You start with the cost of the project, $909 million. You're getting from the Water District $64 million. You're getting from the City of Fort Worth $26 million. From Tarrant County $11 million. Then you have magic earmarks from the federal government of $487 million. And then you have the magic incremental tax, because the difference that's left over is $320 million. So the incremental tax has to be $320 million. You just make it up, basically. And voila, you have your $909 million that's needed to fund the project. It's funny, it's make believe. We've got a list of all the salaries, and these are the salaries that these people receive that are over $75,000 a year. Now, Water Board generates something on the order of 140 to 150 million, depending on what set of books you're allowed to see at any particular time. No. I worked for a company that did about $130 million a year, and we had maybe 6 or 8 people on staff who had salaries that were above this range. And this was in California, by the way, where you almost need this much just to be able to buy a house, right? Yeah. But they got a lot of talented people there. And you can see how many people they have that are making up over $75,000 a year. And they're awesome. Linda Christie here. Her husband is the outside legal counsel for the Water District. So they get to double dip. Go ahead. But they do well, don't they? On your money. J.D. Granger was hired in 2006 at $110,000 a year to be the general manager of the Trinity River Vision. He did such a great job keeping the budget down that he had a 27% increase in pay over 2 years. Did you get a 27% increase in pay? But the chief of all is,
Oliver. Oh my gosh.
$286,000 a year. That's today's dollar. That's not 2008. That's what it is now. So you got a raise. In 2008, purchased a R-44 Raven II helicopter. $132,000. The company estimates that it costs $185 an hour to operate this. Now, I can see that there would be a need to have some sort of aerial view of the lakes, the rivers, the streams, the pipelines, etc. But do we need to buy a helicopter? Do we need to have a pilot? Can we just lease it? Can we just use it when we need it? Can we contract with someone else that we can use theirs where they're not? I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether these things were discussed. You go read the minutes of the particularly the meeting of this one here. All it was proposed and unanimously approved. You read the minutes of these meetings. Everything that is proposed is unanimously approved. Good. Maybe they need the helicopter so they can escape to their 1,200-acre hunting lease in Jack County. It's a good job if you can get it, right?
Whose hunting lease is it?
Yours.
Well, technically yours, yeah.
Does that mean that
Really?
we can go there?
We can go.
They'll tell you where it is.
Yeah.
They say it's a benefit for the employees, just like health insurance.
Such stress.
Now, there's also some little incestuous dealings going on that you probably picked up on over time. Kay Granger, of course, is a strong advocate for the Trinity River Vision. Kay arranges for a magic $487 million earmark, which we haven't seen. I don't know where it is, but it's reported that it's there. It's if you look at the budget for this Trinity River Uptown, it's in the budget. It says $487 million in federal expenditures. Where is it? I don't know where it is. John and I pledge that we will focus on the primary mission of the water district, which is to provide water and flood control. We will stop eminent domain abuse and respect property rights. We will stop earmark abuse. We all complain about federal earmarks. We can't only complain about the ones that are not good for us. It's wrong, it's wrong. Control costs, hold down the line on water rates, rein in the budget. We will provide full disclosure and accountability for what's going on. And we will forbid any more no-bid contracts. Anyway, so John and I are candidates for the Tarrant Regional Water District, and we'd appreciate your support.